Today, we're talking maintenance. It's springtime and it's time to get some work done. Let's talk about that right after this. Hi, I'm Rhonda with Comey and Shepherd Realtors here in Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, our repairs and maintenance things might be a little bit different than what they would be in, say, Atlanta or California. So we're going to go over some tips that will help you get through your spring and let you enjoy your summer and fall. The first thing we want to do is walk around the outside of the house. We have very heavy winds and spring rains, and if you've had siding or trim or something like that blow off, or you can see that it's loose or that it needs repainted or something like that, we want to get that type of thing fixed, put back on the house, whatever needs done before we get more wind and more rain. We just had a horrible storm the other day, and I mean, it sounded like the house was coming apart. Thankfully, it wasn't, but it certainly, got me thinking about like, oh wow, I haven't been on the sides of the house in a little while. Number two, if you have a basement with a sump pump, spring is a really good time to go check that and make sure that it's working, because you do not want to find out that it's not working when it stops in the middle of a rainstorm. And the insurance company does usually cover those types of failures, but I would still say check it out now. It's a lot cheaper to replace the pump itself than to replace carpet and or flooring or drywall. I mean, none of that sounds good. The other thing you may want to do is get a battery backup if you don't already have one. And if you do have one, test it. Make sure it's working. All right. Next, clean the gutters. We do have gutters here. I know a lot of southern states, they don't have gutters, but because we have them, even if you have like the gutter guards and things, you want to have those cleaned out every so often. Make sure there's nothing in there, because if they're not angled properly, you will get places where the water just sits and then it pulls on the fascia and can pull things down. And it's not pretty. I really recommend you check it out. Get somebody else up there. I'm not saying that you need to get on a ladder and, climb on the roof or anything like that, but definitely get somebody out there to clean the gutters. It's usually a couple $100. And if you do it in the spring every year, it probably only needs done once a year. And if you have gutter guards, maybe once every 2 years, if they work properly and or you don't have a million trees. So definitely get those gutters cleaned. The water, when, if it's full, that water spills over and then comes toward the house. And that's when we have problems. All right, while you're out and about looking around the house, take a look at your roof. Get back far enough, if you can, to see if there's any raised or lifted shingles, missing ridge shingles. That seems to be a theme this year for some reason, but sometimes that stuff just blows off. And so you want to get those, replaced or repaired, because otherwise you're going to get, random leaks inside the house, and no one wants that. That's just one more thing you have to fix, right? So that's the idea of maintenance. Like, we get it done before it becomes a bigger problem. Next, we want to check trees. Trees that are coming over the roof, definitely get those trimmed. That will also help you with the gutter experience. And then anything that's just really starting to get out of hand, you may want to consider trimming it way back or having it removed altogether, especially if it is anywhere near your sewer line. I could go on and on and on, stories about sewer lines that have intrusion from roots and they're cracked and the whole thing. It's a mess. So check out those trees. Again, I'm not suggesting that you get up on a ladder with a chainsaw, but I am suggesting that, when they're smaller and they're growing, make sure you keep them trimmed. And then as they get bigger, get somebody out there who can really take care of them. The last item that I want to talk about is probably one of the most important, not as if none of these other things were important, because any of them, if you forget, can lead to catastrophic failures. But if you have a catastrophic failure, the thing that backs you up is your insurance. And so make sure that you review your homeowner's policy. If you haven't done it in a while, do it this spring. Values have been going up like crazy. And there is a clause in your insurance policy that has like a cost of living adjustment. But unfortunately, the insurance companies are unable to keep up with the actual cost of your house and or replacing things, like the replacement value costs. The insurance company has not been able to keep up with the values of properties and then also what it costs to actually replace things if your house completely just went to the ground. Let's just say it burned to the ground or a tornado hit it or whatever. What would it cost to rebuild it in today's market? That's probably going to be pretty close to the number that you want, if not higher. That's going to be the number you want on your policy because that's what they're going to pay out. So make sure that you double check that policy, make a call to your company and review that with them. Make sure that you are on the correct wavelength and understand what this policy will do. Again, if you have a catastrophic failure, that's really what insurance is for. It's not, to just do a small repair. I mean, that's why they have deductibles, right? You are going to take care of that. But if there's a failure, a big failure, you don't want to be left hanging in the wind, right? Okay, well, I hope that gets you guys outside to check out your house and keep all the maintenance up. Please like, share, and subscribe, as well as give us a call if you have any questions. We would love to help, and we may even have a contractor suggestion for you. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.